Google Stadia had a Reddit AMA, and it was a train wreck.
Why did I buy this thing?
Hot take.
Stadia. No 4K streaming unless you're on TV. No info on pro games. No buddy pass at launch. No family sharing at launch. No browser UI. No achievement UI. They just keep taking things away at launch. But hey, you get parental controls.
Yeah.
Why did I buy this thing?
It's getting pretty bad, folks. You and I, we've all been here watching Stadia launch. Many of us have seen console launches before. Many of us have purchased consoles at launch. And Stadia does plan to change things dramatically by releasing a system without many of the basic features you'd expect a system to have. Even though they're not actually releasing a system, it's getting really confusing. They had a Reddit AMA, like we said at the beginning of the intro, and that AMA had a whole bunch of questions asked from obviously concerned consumers. Now, there is a lot of positivity coming from Stadia, but it's not really coming from the consumer side.
What
from what we can tell.
positivity do you see coming out of Stadia?
Well, they're very positive.
I
with their
used to be
messages.
positive about this platform. I was like in that minor camp of positive speakers of this platform, and you've been probably seeing me on this show getting less and less positive. And today it's just like, why did I buy this? I'm legit regretting this purchase at this point. But
yeah. I mean, when I say positivity coming from Stadia, I don't mean from the community. I literally mean from Google. They have nothing but positive things to say. It's messaging, it's PR speak. That's how they always go. But there were some things that were announced right up front that basically should get anyone worried. The first thing we're going to talk about is that there is no guaranteed launch delivery.
Right.
This is important. Every system, it doesn't matter what it is, has a guaranteed launch delivery day. Like, it's going to be in that day. Sometimes there might be an issue with FedEx or DHL, some issue that's happened during the delivery, and it's not really those companies' faults either. It's just shipping things, right?
Yeah, but when a company says that, hey, you can get on our brand new platform game on this day, this is the first time where it's like, hey, you gotta roll a dice. Maybe you can, maybe you can't.
Yeah.
I pre-purchased this in June.
Yes.
Which is shortly, I think, when pre-orders opened up.
Yeah.
And I have my confirmed date, which is somewhere between November 20th and 21st. So even myself, I don't get in on 19th.
Now, this is really confusing to many people because if you do remember what we've been talking about with Stadia, it's not a box that gets sent to you. It's a little tiny Chromecast, which they already have on the market, and a controller. They are having trouble manufacturing and sending out a Chromecast they already have and a controller that looks so close to an Xbox 360 controller.
And the Chromecast 2 is on the market, but hey, if you have that, it won't work at launch either.
That's true.
Because you have to wait until you get the special one with the firmware, because apparently they can't just send a firmware update on November 19th. What are they doing? How are they messing up a launch this bad?
They can't guarantee something they don't actually have to send. Just think about that, folks. That is astonishing. Now, there's also other issues. Now, Stadia's one of the big things about Stadia is because you don't actually own the physical system, the system that is there is based upon cloud technology, servers and blades, and basically there is a box somewhere that is super powerful that you don't have to pay for, and you can play games off it and it's going to look amazing. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case because at least at launch, it's not going to be in 4K.
Well, it will on your big screen TV.
On your big screen TV.
But if you want to play Stadia on your PC, nope. If you want, really 4K on your PC is the only other place I can think that makes sense. I don't think you need 4K on your phone. That might be a little bit of an overkill.
Well, yeah, on a phone, it might be a little bit of a crazy idea to put in there. But on PC, where a majority of people are going to be wanting to play many of these games, not having the ability to have 4K on it is bizarre to me. I don't even understand that. How is the Chromecast capable at launch of running a 4K image, but my PC, which by the way is already capable of running these games at 4K, not capable of doing a 4K stream? This, I ask you, I'm real confused on this one, folks. I really am, but whatever, that isn't happening. So another problem we're having too is that there's no info on pro games.
Okay, the pro games is what I was really banking on with, you know what, maybe I'm going to get my money back on having at least 4 good games in my Stadia library that makes up for the full price point of what I invested in this. So I'm getting Destiny 2. And I'm like, that's kind of okay. I don't have Destiny 2, so that's one in the bank. And then with any Founders Edition, you get 3 months of the pro subscription, which means 1 free game per month.
Yes.
So that's 3 free games I'm getting. But hey, what are those games? I don't know. And this platform's launching in less than a week. And they're going out and saying, we know what it is, but we're not going to tell you. Why not? I'm the consumer. I'm giving you money. Tell me what I'm buying into. Don't be this tease that's like, you're going to find out at like later.
Okay, and so that's an issue. And then there's also this. Now, this problem, this is specific for PR. Now, many of you may not know this. I worked in marketing, so I actually have a background basically in how you talk to consumers. It's a very complex thing. Not everyone can do it, but one thing I can tell you about is that news cycles are 24 hours. Now, why is that important? Well, because the Buddy Pass system is going to be 2 weeks late. The thing they said they're going to launch during the platform's initial launch time, which we don't even know the launch window because now there's a window, not an actual day.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Why is that a problem? You're going to get Google Stadia.
Yep.
Unless you return it, whatever it is.
Really
back to the
tempted
store.
to right now, but yes.
But when you get it, you're supposed to get a Buddy Pass. That Buddy Pass gets sent out to a friend, and therefore extends the information. It lets people share this thing, and hopefully gets more people
excited. It gets them a hype. So, you know, I'm excited about it. Hey, Shane, here's my Buddy Pass.
Yes.
You get into it, you're like, all right, I'll buy this. But no, they're killing that right off the bat.
Yeah, see, what's going to happen is their launch day now no longer has a specific day, and it also means that not everybody is going to be getting to play Buddy Pass at the same time, meaning that 24 hours, that critical time when everyone's talking about the launch of this system, program, application thing is no longer going to be there. Think of it this way. Do we judge movies based off of their performance, you know, a couple of weeks after they've been released, or do we launch them, or do we talk about them most during launch day? There's hype, there's marketing, there's excitement, and all of that is about to go down the drains. I mean, I don't understand how this could get worse.
The last month has been the perfect example of how to suck out hype from this whole launch. I think this is going to be a case study of how you destroy hype for anything.
Yeah,
because everything that's been coming out of like Stadia's mouth here, it's just been negative, and backpedaling. And it's like, what are you doing? Another thing that they announced that's not coming out is there's gonna be no browser UI at first. So there's no way to, like, if you want to buy games, you have to go on your phone.
Yeah. You need your phone to play the games you're going to play on your TV. I know you're probably thinking, why not just open up a web browser? It's not going to work. There isn't one. There isn't a web browser storefront or anything like that. They have promised that you can use Google Play credits to buy that stuff, but I don't understand how that's going to work if you're on PC or anything that has a browser. I mean, that is ridiculous. I can't believe that is an issue. There's no family sharing. So if you have a Netflix subscription right now, maybe your family has multiple accounts within that application so that you can have your favorites, your parents can have your favorites, that kind of thing. Well, with this, that's not there. If you are a parent and you have a kid and you want them playing their own game on their own thing, you have to buy 2 instances of the game, not just one. That's weird. I don't care who you are. How did you not figure that one out? Google is one of the companies that figured out Google Share or family sharing.
Yeah.
I know this because I've got YouTube Premium and I've got a family account on that. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
They're one of the pioneers of this model, and why can't they just port that over to Stadia? Another thing on the browser UI, there's also achievements. So they are saying, they always said achievements would be on Stadia, and they are tracking them, but you're not going to be able to see them or look at them until weeks later. There's somewhere in the window you're going to be able to see them. They literally
say, we're watching them, don't worry, but you're not going to know you're getting them. So in some date in the future, they're just going to all appear at the same time. What are you talking about? How is this a thing? There's also going to be no support for iOS, and they don't have a specific date launch. So that means all we know for cell phones right now, you have to have a Pixel 2, 3, or 4. We don't know if it's going to work with all of them very well to begin with anyway, but you have to have one of those phones to get this thing to work. That is a very small market, folks. I don't know how many people out there actually own Pixels, but from what I'm to remember, they're not a very popular brand of phone. It is Google's proprietary phone. They're the ones that do it, but the problem is, at least with the Pixel 4 is more expensive than the next iOS phone in line right now, and Apple notoriously charges way too much for their phones, and their phones are less expensive and more powerful than what Google's doing, which is weird.
Stadia, play on every screen except that phone, not that screen, not 4K on that screen. Really, just play on your TV.
Yes.
That's the only place you can play it. And make sure nobody else signs into your Chromecast dongle, because that'll kick you off too now, we're learning.
And so we can confirm that there are going to be parental controls, which is great, because that's just features to prevent people from playing games like little kids and stuff, which is cool. You know how parental controls work on a system or a console. It's a system. It's a console. It's in the house. You need to put parental controls on that.
Right.
Do you know how that works with Google Stadia? You hide the Chromecast, or you just don't give them the password. How do you how did you work on that but not get the other things? How are we here? When you launch a platform, there are things that need to be done. You've known about this. You chose the date for this console, this platform, this thing, and you don't seem to be ready for anything. It is weird. You mentioned that they're treating this more like a software launch rather than hardware.
So they said, they actually compared it to YouTube. They said when YouTube first launched, it was watch video now. Before any feature came out to YouTube, it was like, just watch video. And they're saying for Stadia, the main feature is play on your biggest play the game on your biggest screen. That is their first thing. The difference is YouTube was free.
Yes.
You got that for free.
Yes.
Here, they're asking for money, and they're promising the world, but then they're giving you the base minimum.
And I want everyone look at me when I say this. Look at me, okay? Okay. Google is comparing the launch of YouTube to Stadia. Google didn't launch YouTube. It's like they don't even remember. You can't compare your launch to something you didn't launch because you've got no idea what that's like. And YouTube is a completely different thing, an entirely unique platform that you didn't make. But I do remember what YouTube got like when you purchased it because it didn't get better for most things. Do you remember the YouTube responses? You remember that? Do we have those anymore? No, we don't. You got rid of features. And
And the thing is, as much as anyone could say, hey, we're nitpicking, you're still going to be able to play games from like these servers and all that. You're getting the base thing. Wait, where was I going with that? I completely lost it. But
so did they.
Oh, it's that initial promise of this is the impression they're giving to the consumer. How can we trust Google and Google Stadia to do this right when they are messing up their launch? Anything they say after this, nobody's going to believe them. They're like, what? You're going to do what? Even if you give us a date, you're just going to pull back features getting close to that date. It's just...
Look, what's important for anything? It doesn't matter what it is. When it launches, it's got to grab people's attention. Yeah. You're hoping that by launching something bad to begin with, things are going to get better over time. Ask Microsoft how that's working on the Xbox One X. Yep. Ask, or Xbox One. Ask any company that's ever launched a bad product at the beginning only to release better features. Even if they release the most powerful thing in the world, which they did with the Xbox One X, the most powerful console, even if they have a shockingly good lineup of games, even if it is the best way to play modern games on a system, it still didn't help them. And you're offering something that doesn't make sense anymore. You're still, you paid what, $200?
Don't remind me.
Okay.
It was 200 Canadian, yes.
But why? But see, do you see the problem? You're paying for something that isn't being given to you physically. You're getting things you can already get in the store besides the controller. They're not... The value proposition of Google Stadia is you don't have to buy extra things, but now you do, and you're not even doing that right. Look, folks, there are a lot of things in the air. This still could become a very good platform, and I hope for it. I hope that Google has success with this, but the reality of the situation is that they seem to completely misunderstand what the gaming industry is like, what the tech industry is like, and what people actually want from this device or this product. The messaging is muddled, the confusion is tangible, and people are still confused. And when you offer a Reddit AMA, the one thing you don't do, which they did, was then they talked about how guaranteed launch was a little bit weird. One of the people at Stadia actually said, if you live near us, I'll hand deliver it to you. Are you serious? I know that's probably a joke, or it's being, look how cool we can be with our fans and stuff. But you gotta live close to Google for them to do that, and you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't. You are one of the more important people, I would assume, at Google Stadia. If you have the ability to be walking to somebody's door during launch day and give them a product, you're not doing your job. Launch day, you are busy. You're calculating all these issues, working with all these problems, and you're finding solutions. If you have the time to walk to someone's house and hand deliver a product, that's not good.
It's the wrong time to be funny. Right now, they're damage control, and they're like, oh, we're just going to laugh it off. No, step it up. Like, own your product and do it right. And I foresee Stadia being damage control for the next year. And Microsoft's just going to come over and being like, hey, we got xCloud, and we're just going to like steamroll over Stadia and bury it.
Because if they do it right, xCloud is going to offer the physical play and like the crowd play, and then that's it. Why would you ever go with Stadia?
Microsoft is laughing right now because Stadia is going to give them, they're going to be like, hey, look at Stadia. Now look at us. We're doing it right. We're doing it better. Buy our stuff. And everyone's going to be like, oh, praise Microsoft.
Could you imagine you buy a console with Microsoft and they give you something? That's the thing here, folks. You're buying something, but you're not getting much.
No.
Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you believe that Stadia is going to be a success? Are you still on board? Does this hype train actually have any hype? Could it possibly get worse? Let us know what you think.
Don't tempt them, Shane. Don't tempt them.